Welcome, everybody, to our new Fall Seasonal Selection Preview. Myself, you know me, hopefully, I'm Scott. Joining me is Tom from New York City.
How's it going?
Good, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I am ready to drink some whiskey. I'm thirsty.
So you're joining me remote from New York City next Monday. The whole team's going to be in New York City. We'll all be together in the same room.
Yeah, you guys are all. I can't wait to welcome you guys. You're all coming to my neck of the woods.
That's right.
You're even staying in my neighborhood. In fact, Scott, I don't know if you knew this, but fun fact: through my apartment window, I can see the back of your hotel. So if that's not creepy, I don't know what is.
Do you have binoculars?
Yeah, right. Exactly. I've got the telescope out. But no, seriously, I'm really excited to have you guys to Brooklyn, and we're going to be hosting the Gathering 2022 at Fine and Rare. Who I'm sure those folks who have been to New York and visited New York looking for a whiskey scene have at least seen Fine and Rare come up in conversation, or maybe a recommendation from us. We love it there, and yeah, we're renting out the whole place. We have a really cool musician named Elias Alexander who's going to be offering some ambient bagpipes, maybe not so ambient bagpipes, but fiddle, guitar. I don't know. Maybe we'll do a little sing along if I get everybody drunk enough. We'll see what happens. But most importantly is we'll have all the members and their friends together. We'll be showcasing our Gathering bottlings, 3 bottlings, and then 3 other pretty badass whiskeys that I've curated for the evening. Lots of food and just merriment in general. And you'll be doing this crazy super live stream.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna pull people in off the
floor
and stuff.
We don't know yet, but yeah, we're going to be live from the event. I think probably for the first time ever, something like this. And I think there was 100 tickets that sold in about 30 minutes, I think, to this.
Yeah, for the first 5 seconds, I was concerned we might not be able to get people to come to a free society tasting where we're pouring 6 kick-ass whiskeys. But by second 6, my concerns were quelled as I watched the whole shebang just get filled up like that. So if you guys missed out, I'm very sorry, but we'll catch you another time for sure.
Oh yeah. Yep. Going to be a good time though. And really till we get there and kind of see the layout of the venue and where everybody's going to be, we'll decide where we're going to set up. And we got the 3 whiskeys to take a look at, like you said, the U.S. exclusive casks for the Gathering. And we'll take a look at those and then just kind of go from there and see if we're going to be grabbing people and pulling them on camera and whatnot. So could get crazy.
Maybe, can you go mobile? Can you just take that whole thing like 80s, like Sony, handheld style, and just go up on the stage and that'd be out? I mean, it could be really cool. Maybe we could crowd surf. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be nice. We'll need a few more pieces of equipment than what we've got to do that. We could turn the camera around, move within 6 or 8 feet as far as the cable will let us go.
Okay. Damn cables. All right. We'll have to improve upon that for next time. Tomcat says the New York City whiskey scene is deadly, especially with Tom Smith. And I will take that as a compliment of the highest regard. And I thank you, Tomcat. That's very, very kind of you.
By the way, I do see Northwoods Whiskey Nerds is tuning in. They sent me a T-shirt.
Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And it's specialized just for me. Right there on the shirt, on the sleeve.
Dirtiff, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, that's great. Oh, that is sweet, man.
Got my own Dirtiff shirt.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be your hashtag, right? I mean, I'm not sure how the social stuff works too much, but I imagine not many other folks are going around hashtagging Dirtiff like you might be, Scott.
Right, so right.
That is one sharp shirt. I like that.
I want a picture of me, have Dirtiff up here in the sky and me pointing at it going, I did that.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
All right.
What else? I mean, we got the Gathering. The Gathering's huge. We have out-term previews have started again. We had some killer whiskeys in September. We're going to keep those going through the end of the year. Something I'm working on is a tour in the Northeast with the good and the great, Mr. Dave Broom. So I'm very, very excited about that. Dave is launching a new book, and we are going to be helping him spread the good word. So we'll be in Boston, New York, and DC in early November. So stay tuned for that. A lot of stuff going on. Things are going to get real sporty for all of us at the society. So looking forward to this end of year. We're kind of open, right? I mean, COVID might not be gone, but certainly the crisis, I think, is at least subsided for now. Certainly hope so. And we can get back to some semblance of normality and getting together and just drink some fucking whiskey, man. Right? The world's a little crazy right now. We got to drink some whiskey.
And we're getting into that October, November, December busy time of the year, whiskey drinking time.
High whiskey season. That's right.
That's right.
Yep. Cool.
All right.
So I just polished off my last little sample dram of Out of This World, the rare release from distillery number 19. I was wondering what to warm up with this evening, and I thought, wow, I mean, I didn't know what I was going to grab, but once I saw that, I was like, yeah, that seems about right. Nice 18-year-old, vatted single malt that we released during festival season. And really lovely, fruity elegance, and very nice way to warm up the palate. So yeah. I'm ready to go, man. How about you?
I used a little Duro Cruz, the blended batch 13, I think it was.
You warmed up with Duro Cruz?
Yeah.
Okay.
Batch 14.
Bit of port wine in that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. You just kind of go backwards. All right, that's
you
fine.
Warmed up with a 19-year-old.
You do you. Yeah. That's cool.
Well, I was down at Austin over the weekend for the Bastards Ball, and of course, I had several whiskeys in the lineup, but I had taken Tabanco Time and Full Bloom down with me, and those were both huge hits. Huge hits. People love those.
Awesome. So Tabanco Time. Now, are they both small batch single malts? I think Tabanco Time is a blended malt.
Yeah, Tabanco was a blend. Full Bloom was the single malt, and Duro Cruz, I guess I called blended batch, but it was one of the small batches as well. It was a single malt.
Nice. And what else were there any other highlights? I forget what you mentioned to me earlier.
We had two of the Gathering bottles that are going to be available next week. Some people down there got a sneak peek at those.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. We had the 10-year Kalila that's in the bottle bundle for new members down there. That was a big hit as well.
Sweet.
And then the 19-year-old Distillery 4.292.
Oh, right. So how is that?
Oh, it was a huge hit.
You guys released that when I was on vacation.
Oh, really?
Very, very, yeah. Not very nice of you guys.
292 and 293. Well, you're in charge of that. You got a 6-pack of it probably sitting behind you.
Sadly, I'm not in charge of my vacation times. That's somebody else in the family.
The whiskey.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, anyway, so how did that show? So that's 19 years old in two different sherry casks, Oloroso and PX.
The 292 was Oloroso and PX, and then the 293 was straight Oloroso. But yeah, it was very nice, huge hit down there. 500 people at the event, great time, and table was packed, and people waiting in line to taste our whiskeys. So went really well.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, listen, let's get down to business here, huh?
You bet. I think it's time.
We have a seasonal selection to unveil. For those of you who may have joined, in the last couple months or so, we have gone about creating kind of a new collector's series this year entitled Seasonal Selection. And as you may, surmise from the name, each month, each quarter, essentially throughout the year, each season, each quarter, not month, we are releasing what we think is a seasonally appropriate whiskey for members to enjoy throughout the year, really. But, we're trying to grab whiskeys that, that kind of emulate the season in some way or another. So we started in March with, what was the 4 point something? You're going to help me with that? I completely blank. Anyway.
Yeah.
A gorgeous distillery number 4, lightly peated, kind of fresh, bright, elegant, which I thought was awesome for springtime. Then in the summer, 42.7 or 42.68, excuse me, which was an Atlantic morning dip. The number 4 has something with wellies, kelpies, and something else. We'll get there. I'll look it up. But an oily and coastal distillery 42, unpeated version of 42 in the summer. So really nice and coastal. No peat to speak of, a little whisper of smoke, and a lot of that maritime influence, which was gorgeous for summertime. So now here we are on the doorstep of fall, and we wanted to go. I didn't want to go sherry because I feel like that's best in the winter. So a little bit of foreshadowing for our winter seasonal selection. There you are. Save the day.
Had to look. Yep. The first one was lightly peated. Good call, 4.283. Selkies, Kelpies, and Peat Reek. That
Here
was
we are.
Spring seasonal selection. We had the oily and coastal for summer, 42.68, an Atlantic morning dip.
Very nice.
And are we ready for the reveal?
Yeah, go for it, man. So here we wanted to go ex-bourbon, but still nice and full, kind of bone warming, sort of malt. And I personally enjoy that spicy and dry flavor profile. It's one that probably a year ago, you hadn't seen one in several months, if not years. I mean, it was very hard to come by. We're seeing a couple here and there now, but this is distillery 68, cask number 68.69. Subtle trickster, 13-year-old Southern Highland expression. A fairly civilized 54.9% alcohol in a refill hoggy. So, we're kind of stripping away the bells and whistles of multiple sherry maturations that you might typically see from this distillery specifically. We release a lot of whiskey from these guys, and they're all delicious, whether it's ex-bourbon or ex-sherry. But this guy, the nose on it is incredible. I've been nosing it for a while now.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm going to resume my nose here.
Well, and I had to look. I was pretty sure I don't have any spicy and dries from Distillery 68. It was kind of a surprising flavor profile for me from 68, who's known as mostly used in blends. They have the one, flora and fauna official bottling that's released from them. But other than that, you don't get a chance to try this distiller. And we've had some outstanding whiskeys from 68, but I think the first, at least that I have or have seen, that's in the spicy and dry profile.
Yeah, in that profile, yes, this might actually be the first that I've seen too.
Yeah,
they're often deep, rich in dried fruit, if not spicy and sweet, juicy oak and vanilla. They tend to be on the younger side, usually 9 to 12 years old. This guy's a 13-year-old, so slightly older than what we're accustomed to. But yeah, in the scope, I think of this distillery, typically something that is aged ex-bourbon like this would be destined for blends. Just about all of it's destined for blends anyway. But this would certainly go to the other blenders, maybe beyond Bell's as well. What's everybody else drinking? What do we got out there?
Michael Sauter just noting, tonight I've been drinking a few SMWS bottles with a good amount of water, and I have to say, even watered down, they are delicious. We got a little bit of playroom with our whiskeys, so feel free to drink them neat, add a little water, add an ice cube. Nice. I got like a lemon peppered whitefish on it, like the typical, kind of that seafood lemon pepper seasoning.
Nice, man.
Nice vanilla custardish. Light oaks.
Getting some nice waxiness there.
Yeah. There's a little bit of some lighter citrus notes, but really the spicy, the oak, pepper, lemon overriding.
Yeah, that citrus comes through nicely. I mean, there are other fruits as well at play. I mean, more secondary notes, but some a little bit of stone fruit. Getting a bit of perhaps dried apricot or peach on the back.
I just burnt my nose a little bit on it. Got my nose in there a little bit too far. Even at 54.9%, it kind of jumped up and grabbed me.
Mm. Oh, there goes my light. And I'm back.
A little bit of a salty, to me, it's still salty, kind of white fish, maybe some of those stone fruits, kind of a mango.
White fish. I'm not getting the fish.
Pico de gallo, a mango pico de gallo type.
I get that kind of herbal freshness. Yeah, for sure. I'm personally not getting the fish, but you have a
that
a really wild imagination.
Well, that'll come through. I shot my review of this earlier today. That'll come through on the palate.
Okay.
I might have jumped that in a little bit early on the nose, but that salty lemon pepper, citrusy, vanillas, toasted oak.
I get the lemon pepper, getting a lot more of that vanilla, almost like a lemon meringue, a custard, like a custardy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's almost like shifting the key lime now that I'm in that kind of realm. Yeah, bright citrus, tropical citrus coming out. Oh yeah.
Joe Combs had joined you. He was drinking the 19 rare release as well.
Nice. Yeah, it's a good one. I mean, we have a few left on the website. We don't have a whole hell of a lot left. I think under 20 bottles at this point. So you guys want to bulk up on that or try it for the first time, grab some. That's really nice. That there's a good deal of freshness, but I feel like the herbal character that comes through, the waxiness, that oiliness is quite grounding as well. Kind of keeps it's not an extremely fragrant floral or fruity fragrant whiskey. It's a bit subtler on those notes.
Yeah.
But it all plays together very, very nicely, very balanced. I mean, could you have a hip flask of this, like raking leaves? Do you rake leaves in Kansas?
Oh yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there are a few trees here, so if you happen to be around one of those trees, yeah, you gotta.
You have to rake the leaves from said tree.
Yeah, waxiness is showing a little bit more now as well.
Yeah, that's quite nice. But boy, that lemon meringue keeps coming back to me.
Yeah, it does. Toasted.
That's nice. Yeah, there's a bit of toastiness, isn't there? Yeah.
All right, I'm going in on the palate.
All right.
Cheers. Wow. A lot of influence from that second fill bourbon hogshead, or is it? Yeah, refill hogshead.
Woo! But nice.
I mean, it's for that refill bourbon hogshead. I mean, there's a lot of flavor here. You look at the color and you think, oh, there can't be that much in there. Refill bourbon's hogshead doesn't look like it had that much impact on the color, but on the palate, yeah, to me that lemon pepper.
But it's the make. I mean, the make here, they're intentionally creating through certain decisions they're making in the distillery a very robust distillate.
Mm-hmm.
And wow. They do the cloudy worts that gives you the nuttiness. They do the short fermentations, a little more cereal character coming through there, and all that is in play. My first taste, it was just butter, awesome, silky, and then like got my ass kicked by a wave of spice, like a really big spice, delicious. And now I'm back to more savory elements. I see where your whitefish comes in now.
Yeah.
It's an interesting play. It's almost like if you were to, it's not like smoked or anything, right? I mean, what I'm imagining is taking a piece of like cod and, roasting it in the oven with butter and parsley and
Yep.
lemon. And like,
Yep.
that's kind of what
Yep.
you're getting on the palate.
Yep. And that's what actually in my review, I call it out as I go, it's like a smoked whitefish. I go, well, no, it's not smoked. It's more just like it's pan fried, and I don't know if I throw in the butter or not, but yeah, definitely on spot with that lemon pepper, a little bit of some coarse salt on it, a little bit of lemon pepper seasoning, rosemary. Nice.
Mm.
Mm. I don't think this one's as dry or as astringent as some of the other spicy and dries that we've had. The spiciness is definitely there. There's a little bit of astringency coming through with the oak on the finish.
But you don't have that sweetness in the classic sense.
Right.
You might have some salted, maybe some kind of salted elements, some salted caramels.
Yeah.
Something like that, fairly muted. What you're getting is the texture, the oiliness is, and now that I took that first sip, that beat me down, and I've acclimated now to the spice. So the spice isn't quite so big and overwhelming the second time. And man, there's a lot of nuance in there.
Yeah.
A lot of nuance.
Yeah. And we'll see what water brings out for you. I just threw a dash in mine.
Yeah, I'm gonna add some now. Yeah, lots of kind of fresh herbs.
Yeah.
You mentioned rosemary. I mean,
yeah,
a little bit of thyme comes through.
Yep. I like the parsley on there as well.
Yeah, it's faint. It's very, very, very subtle. Very subtle.
But just a little bit of herbalness overall. Nice vanilla, that lemon custard still with a meringue that's kind of burnt on the top, or kind of just
that's the where the sweetness really comes through is on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that translates on the palate too much.
Mm-hmm.
It's a much more. I mean, austere is a strong word. It's just a just kind of rugged, maybe something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Herbiosity, yes, Greg. Let's go with that. I like that herbalaceous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But like herbal sometimes does not give you the right connotation either. Although this is, now that I'm thinking about herbs and herbal things like teas, I'm now getting a whole bunch of chamomile on the nose with the addition of water.
You just said teas. I'd throw in black tea. There's a little bit of black tea in there.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm more in that herbal vein with some chamomile. That's nice.
Water for me starts to bring out, it's probably some of that toasted barrel, almost a hint of smoke, but it's probably more the char from the barrel. And I think the water starts to reveal that a little bit more.
Interesting. I mean, getting that kind of element out of a refill hogshead.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not out of the question for sure. But is that coming from the barrel? Is it coming from the make?
That's hard to tell. Let's see if you get it here anywhere. It's very faint if you get it. I mean, it's not going to grab you, by the taste.
Yeah. I'm reaching for it. I'm just, I'm getting more of that kind of brittle, kind of like a peanut brittle character.
Yeah.
I'm not quite getting to the char, but hey, I mean,
yeah,
we all kind of taste it a little differently, don't we?
I call it sliced almonds on the white fish, the nuttiness. But I like the peanut brittle. Ooh.
Yeah, that's salty. Where the hell does that come from?
Yeah.
It's not like these guys are like out in the sea or something, you know. I mean, you're smack dab in mainland Scotland, yet there is that that kind of salty element to it, isn't it? Oh, that's good stuff, man. I mean, I can absolutely smell like drying / rotting leaves, like, you know,
Yeah.
dare I say petrichor. Hashtag petrichor. I want that shirt, nerds.
Petrichor. Hashtag petrichor.
But yeah, just those smells, those autumnal smells, you know. Sitting out on the deck, smelling the wood smoke from the fireplace.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Take me to the mountains.
Speaking of, I would throw a slight dry tobacco leaf on this, on the finish, hanging around. Wow.
Well, that's delicious. Why don't we read everybody the full unadulterated tasting note here, huh?
Well, you can go from the website, or the website will have more on it. You got that?
Yeah, sure. Let's see here. Ooh. So this, of course, will be available via lottery tomorrow. 68. And once the winners are drawn on Monday morning, we'll be reaching out to you guys as usual. So, Subtle Trickster, a classical Highland style malt, we thought. Initially, lots of canvas, putty, and a fruit edge of pineapple and syrup with fruit salad chunks. Also, some subtle notes of juniper, orange cordial, and tangerine were noted. Okay, so I got a little bit of that tropical there. Not quite tangerine, but close. Playfully fruity, we thought. With reduction, it became more robust and bready with notes of soda bread, rapeseed oil, and nettle tea. We both nailed those teas. A very entertaining development. The neat palate opened with heather honey and old school shilling ales. Then a soft herbal waxiness and orange cocktail bitters. Water softened everything and brought a wonderfully elegant complexity with soft notes of lemon cordial, rose water, and dried tarragon.
Yeah. We had a lot of that, so yeah, it was good.
We did indeed. Yeah, in various manifestations, but yeah. We did all right, didn't we, Scott? Send us to the vaults. We need to start tasting some whiskey. But yeah, this is a really nice dram. I mean, we're looking at 135 for the bottle. I'd buy that.
Yeah, great buy. 13-year-old, and again, Distillery 68, and it's one of those that you're just not. I mean, most of our members know that we've had several offerings, several bottlings from 68. Other than that, though, I mean, you outside in the Flora and Fauna edition, you're not gonna. This isn't a distillery that you find. So this is one of those perks again of the SMWS where we bring, you know, these whiskeys that you just won't ever have the chance to try again. You know, from these distilleries that just don't have whiskeys that are available.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't do my research before this stream. I'm not sure how many other IBs are offering 68s, but we've got a good amount of them. We have a good supply of. Are they being offered in single cask? That's my other question.
Right.
So we have plenty, and they are all effing delicious. and this one is a bit of an outlier, isn't it, from the rest of the gang?
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty cool, and certainly applicable to the season it's coming. It's going to warm those bones for sure. Yeah. So
somebody had pointed out earlier 68.66 Insanity Dram. This was one of those, like you mentioned, a lot of these we get may be sherry cast and in that deep, rich, and dried fruits profile.
Yeah.
And this is just a gorgeous whiskey.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Yeah, there are quite a few out there and more coming. But yeah, this guy is our fall seasonal selection. I hope you guys get a chance to purchase that and enjoy it. over the coming months, and there is plenty more excitement coming down the pitch.
So this one is kind of like what we touched on earlier. Number 3 in a 4-part series. We had spring, summer, and fall. So winter will be coming up December timeframe.
December. Yeah.
So
in a perfect world, we release it like, when the season is actually starting, but scheduling considerations.
Yeah.
But this is fairly close. We'll be a couple days ahead of the official start of autumn. So yeah.
These are all U.S. exclusive casks as well. And who was involved in the picking of these?
I was, and yeah, so I get a few choices from my colleagues in the UK, and from that I can decide which ones to bring over. So
yeah, good job, great job.
Hey man, doing my best. It's not hard. I'll be honest. There's a lot of good. It's like okay, I have 5 good choices in front of me. Like, what's the better of those 5 good choices? So it's not terribly difficult, but it's a lot of fun. So yeah. So that's it's going to be a good addition, I think, to the collection.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mamuka is asking, where can we get the t-shirt? Yeah, so anybody that tuned in, Northwoods Whiskey Nerds, they're watching, arranged for me to get this shirt, and it was personalized with Dirtiff.
Nice, man.
Hashtag Dirtiff.
Well, pretty soon, Dirtiff is coming to New York City. So, break out the sherry cask.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, Tom. Well, thanks for joining me. And
hey, man, always a pleasure. And we'll see you. We'll see you real soon, won't we?
Yep. Again, anybody that didn't catch it at the first, we'll be live from New York City next Monday night from the Global Gathering event kickoff there, and 3 exclusive casks for the U.S. that we'll take a look at, and they'll be available the next day, Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern time, probably.
1 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah.
Or 2 p.m. Eastern time on Monday. Yeah, something like that. Sorry, you caught me reading the comments.
Oh. All right. Thanks, everybody that tuned in. Appreciate it. And remember, Scotch Malt Whiskey Society whiskeys are not for swigging, glugging, or knocking back. Please drink responsibly. Cheers.
Cheers.